Hello everyone and welcome to this week's After Effects scripting quick tip tutorial. In this one I'm going to be giving away a free script as well as explaining how it works, and it's basically a mask exporter that can take any somewhat auto-traced or masked out elements that are animated in a variety of ways, and no matter how complex they are, it will export the whole series of masks that it contains into basically a JSX file that you can then run and recreate it later. So the reason I decided to make this script is because I was given the task of basically taking a complicated drawn out element like this that went from being a hand drawing into an auto traced object using the auto trace feature, and this creates a ton of masks and a ton of different keyframes, not just on the mask path but also sometimes on the opacity, and I figured I'd include support for keyframes on anything else. So today I'm going to be showing you how I made this script and how you can use it yourself to basically export any auto traced object or masked object like this to a JSX file, which will be able to recreate this shape. Before we get started, I do want to remind you down below, hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly on the channel, and down in the description you can check out the code for this in the GitHub link and try it out for yourself, or even submit pull requests or updates if you want. In the description you can also follow us on Instagram to get live updates there. If you're not a member of our Discord server, you can come and join and get help with scripting, extensions, plugins, expressions, and much more. And if you'd like to help support us on YouTube, you can check out the link below to join the channel and become a member, supporter, premium supporter, or VIP, and you'll get some cool perks along with that. So this is already up on GitHub if you want to go check it out. It basically explains how it mostly works. It starts off with you just use the UI to name it, select an output location, then you select your layer. Right now it's only compatible with one selected layer. It is on the to-do list to support multiple layers or files. And then what it does is it exports all of the data, everything from the mask label colors to the mask vertices, all the keyframes and everything for each of the mask properties into a file. And then at the very end of that file, it has some inline JavaScript code to recreate it from scratch. So first, let's look at how we can use this. The first thing I'm going to do is have a name for my export. We'll just call this Spark, and then I can go ahead and select the location. I'll just choose my desktop and hit OK. Then when I hit exports, it's going to export my shape. And if we go ahead and go to my desktop now and check out the JSX file it's created called Spark Test, you can load this up in ExtendScript and see what it actually recreates. So the first thing it does is it basically creates a shape object which contains all the information that I think you'll need to recreate a mask or a series of masks. And then it has basically JavaScript code which will recreate it from scratch based on this object. So let's look at how the actual exporting script works then. What it is we start off with just a basic UI, and it's just got the information and takes the input for the name as well as the file location you're going to save it to, which is pretty easy. That part was extremely easy, and the hard part was basically packaging it up on how I'm going to export all of this data. So the way it essentially functions is it is essentially creating code in the form of a string for each of the type of properties we're taking a look at. For example, I have a bit of code that starts with a name and then it reads in the edit text name. Then I have the duration and the duration at which it occurs at, or it lasts. And all of these are basically strings in the exporter script. And what we do is we iterate through all of the masks that are contained on our layer and store all of the information each time through. So we're getting the mask colors, the mask modes, the shapes, the vertices, the intangents, the outtangents, the feather values, the opacity values, and the expansion values. Not only am I getting the static values of these, which is equivalent to what it is when there's no keyframes, we're also going through every time there are keyframes for any given property, and we're storing all of those as well. Another thing we have included in this script is basically insertion of zeros or nulls when the values don't need to be changed or if there's no keyframes. And this is just a way for it to go through and know which properties are going to need processing done and which aren't. And then at the very end, once we're done with all the strings, we basically close them out with end brackets and a new line. And this code all right here will then come together, and I basically push all the strings together. And all of these strings pushed together after tons of testing will create essentially this shape object. Now that's not the entirety of the script, but that is a heavy part of it, as you can see by the lag I get selecting it. After it's done basically creating that massive string which represents this object here, we go ahead and push it to a file in the location you put in the interface with the preset name .jsx. Now, as you're familiar with, JSX files are script files which are used to automate things. So not only does this create an object for our exported file that we can read information from, it also then creates all of this text as sort of inline JavaScript. The way this works is I simply have a string here called script code string, and if I go to that, it's actually this entire section of code right here simply put into one line of text, and this is basically our string we add. It does have basically the end line applications here, so that way it appears as if it's got enters and is organized like normal code. And this is what it looks like expanded out. It just looks like normal JavaScript code. And all this code is doing is creating a composition or opening a new one if they don't have one open. It's creating a layer to represent our elements. And then we go through and loop through all of the mask properties we've saved in here, recreate it from scratch essentially, which works pretty much flawlessly. So let's go ahead and take a look. And now what I'm going to do is just create a new composition so we can add our layer to it. In this case, it was exported in 4K, so I'm going to use a 4K composition. And all I have to do to recreate any element we've exported is run this script file. And as you can see, it's then going to run through and recreate everything. And if we go ahead and set up our preview here, you can see we're getting the same result as we had before exporting. So this is going to recreate everything, and all the masks are there, and all of the keyframes as well, which are usually hold keyframes in the case of auto tracing, are there as well. So go ahead, check out the mask exporter script in the GitHub link in the description. If you have any questions about it, you can feel free to leave a comment down below, or if you have suggestions or pull requests you want to submit, go ahead. It does need support to select multiple layers so that you can just export a giant amount of masks, but it does start to get a little bit heavy as you create many, more than maybe 100 or 200 masks. It can get into the range of like 10 to 30 megabytes for one of these exported files. So go ahead and check it out, make any improvements you want to it. If you can find any speed improvements, that's totally up to you to submit. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, and down below hit subscribe and the bell icon to be notified of new videos coming out twice weekly on the channel. Once again, in the description you can check out the code for this in GitHub. Make sure you follow us there, and you can also follow us on Instagram down below in the description as well. If you're not a member of the Discord server, you can join us and get help with scripting, extensions, plugins, expressions, submit tutorial ideas, and much more. And if you'd like to help support the YouTube channel and get cool perks at the same time, check out the link in the description to become a member, supporter, premium supporter, or VIP. Thanks again for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.